Ladies and gentlemen, let's just say there is something funky going on inside of Capital Games. We're going to talk all about that today. We got a lot of questions I've been fielding, and I'm going to weigh in on my thoughts because I am the arbiter of truth. Allegedly. That's what Gary tells me. Anyways, in today's video, I got some interesting news in regards to Galaxy of Heroes, where Katan Mandalore is for some reason coming back to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and people are wondering why. I mean, this could be a good thing. I want to make that clear. What's not a good thing is what's happening with the sister game, the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes that Capital Games makes, Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth. I'm going to address the Galaxy of Heroes, folks, in regards to this topic because people are worried because of what's going on in Lord of the Rings Middle-earth, and I'll give you the quick rundown of that something's going to happen to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I'm going to put your mind at ease. If you play Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, I don't know if I'm going to be your bastion of hope and good news in regards to that. Anyways, let's get to the first conversation. This is really weird. Again, not a lot of communication from CG on where they're taking this, but Katan Mandalore came mid-December, kind of mid-late-ish December. Great character, I've been having a good time with her. Great offensive type of character, and she's got a bonkers datacron. And then like a couple weeks later, like 2-3 weeks later, she reappeared randomly. And we're like, oh, okay, is this how we're gonna do it? Okay. Even though we're still waiting for Cal, and it's been like, what is it, October 31st, the last time we saw him, and no communication in regards to the cadence. But now this was put on my radar while I was streaming the first 3v3 Grand Arena of 2024. We find out that Bo-Katan's coming back through the door, where her event is reappearing on February 10th of this month. So literally in 8 days from now, she's coming around town. Well, I'm a little perplexed. I don't know why we're seeing her this quickly. Now, I want to say this could be a great thing if this is like the cadence moving forward. Now, remember, epic confrontation characters might have a vastly different cadence than we're used to. We haven't had epic confrontation since Malik, General Skywalker, 2019. It's like 5 years ago. So, we might be, a little unfamiliar with how they're approaching this again. Bo-Katan Mandalore, because she's an epic confrontation, she might be like a monthly cadence. And I think that's good if we can ensure that's going to be the trajectory from here on out. Or is it because their adoption rate for Bo has been less than stellar? When she first came out, it was only like 918 people that got her. Definitely not the best. Ignoring like Galactic Legends, Day 1 Unlock, this is probably the least acquired legendary type of character of all time in Galaxy Heroes. Then they brought her back in January very quickly, and we doubled it. And now they're bringing her back again. But the problem is we are still waiting for Kelleran back to be farmable. He's the last one. We were expecting some update this week to make him farmable. My expectation is come next week in February, we'll probably get an update. Kelleran back will be farmable, and we'll see the next group be able to adopt Bo-Katan Mandalore. So it's I'm not sure if they're doing this because adoption rates are bad. Maybe they want people to get into the datacron game. They don't feel left out because Bo-Katan's got a really nutty datacron. Or this might be a good thing in general with a frequent cadence of once a month for epic confrontation characters. Because let me tell you, it sucks when people are like, where's the Cal? And we just don't know. He'll show up when he decides to show up. He'll be like that lovely mermaid that comes to the seashores of the beach. And then he goes back into the ocean, never knowing when he might return again. So Bo-Katan's coming back around town. I guess we'll see what this is going to be like moving forward. Hopefully we get some clarification on the future of this. Speaking of clarification on the future, now the second part I want to talk about here is in regards to Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth. Now, if you don't remember what Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth is, it was a game that Capital Games released last year, and I tried making a couple videos on it, and as you can see, like, they did very well. So I had every reason. If I really wanted to do this for the money. Some people think I do this for the money for Galaxy Heroes. I have a lot of stuff I have going on in life. I do this because I have so much fun. I'm passionate about Star Wars. I love Galaxy Heroes despite its flaws, and of course the community. Oh my gosh, I have an amazing time with the community of Galaxy Heroes, Star Wars, and of course the Kyber Club that we've made here together. So we did very well in regards to making Heroes of Middle-earth videos. I never made like a video announcing I quit the game. I just kind of tipped my hand and I did the, what is it called? The Irish exit, the Irish goodbye. And I just kind of went into the sun. So this is my last video when I just was not happy with the direction the game was going. And it was just like the beginning of the game. And it's just like, I don't like where this is going. I don't believe in the vision. I don't think the game looks good. I don't think this is really honoring the Lord of the Rings franchise. And I think the problem is, I'm not going to go talk too much about it, but hopefully the game will still pursue because there's people that love this game. And I don't want to take that away from them. I mean, I would feel bad if People are wishing that Galaxy Heroes would close. I love this game. I mean, I wouldn't want that happening to the people of the Lord of the Rings community, but I think people forget, or they don't know, just because it's Capital Games doesn't mean they're going to make another solid hero collector. The people that made Galaxy Heroes, to my knowledge, the core team, the brains, the passion that originally birthed Galaxy Heroes into the world, it's not the same people. They're gone. They long left Capital Games, and these are people that it felt like they took the worst of Strike Force, the worst of Galaxy Heroes, and maybe 10% of the good things from both of those games, and they combined it together. So what's going on here is, let me give you the short of it. I felt the sympathetic vibrations of Key R1, where people from the Lord of the Rings the community, they're trying to go into Galaxy Heroes Discord servers, the Reddit pages, like a call for help. We're sinking. I'm just gonna put the message out there. I wish I could just wave a magic wand and make your game work. It's unfortunate, but the long short of it, let me get back on the track. Number one problem, there hasn't been any communication for Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth since December 19th. And to be fair, even for Galaxy Heroes, late December, January, it's definitely the colder months for whatever little bit of communication that we get from Capital Games on a usual basis. But the thing is, we get some degree of communication. We have our community manager, Meathead. He's in the Discord server, goofing around, chit-chatting. He might not have any updates, but he's interacted with the community. Or we get some minor updates. We had a couple minor updates. We got the new Datacron set. Although I bet some of you guys wish that would mysteriously be forgotten about. We got the Comeuppance, which has been a pretty decent ship so far. And we had other degrees of communication, and we got a logging calendar. They haven't had any of that. They didn't even get the logging calendar for February, which is like bare minimum things you should do. And furthermore, this is like the bare minimums you should be doing. They don't even have any packs you can buy with physical money. So when you combine all that, not be able to buy packs with money, you can buy crystals, but there's no packs. I mean, I've been playing Galaxy since 2015. There's always some pack that you can buy with physical money. That is the lifeblood of the game. They need to make money, even though they're trash offers. Like, I don't know why I would buy that or some of these other things. There's always at least something you can buy with money or a vast array of crystal packs. They don't have that in Heroes of Middle-earth. So when you combine all that, it seems to be the signs the game is not doing well. So what I'm trying to put out there for you guys that are playing Galaxy Heroes, I wouldn't worry about what's happening in Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth and if it's going to affect Galaxy Heroes. I don't think this is the Capital Games-wide problem. I think, unfortunately, they just didn't put the love, the care, attention, and the feedback into Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth, and now they might be reaping what they sow. So I'm leaving out hope that maybe they'll come back around and say, hey, stuff, we were off, we were trying to get our stuff together. We're still online. But not being able to get a calendar and bare minimum packs, that's not a good sign. And when you look at the numbers as well, take a look at this with me. This is just numbers being pulled from the App Store as well as the Google Play Store here. When we go based on just revenue alone here, as you can see, Galaxy Heroes at fine, and January is a slower month, not much going on. I think it still made like 7-10 million in total between iOS and Apple. So this is the Apple side of things. When you look for Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth, they made $100,000 in revenue last month in January, 7K downloads, and to my knowledge and understanding, the retention rates are also pretty bad. So you have low revenue, low new installs, low player retention. And then you have the Android side of things. So when we go by revenue, so Galaxy, they made about 7 million last month. And that was, January's are usually the slowest month for Galaxy Heroes, period. And they're still making pretty good pocket change, second biggest mobile game portfolio that EA currently has. Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth, $80,000. And then 10K downloads. So 180,000 in total for revenue between the two platforms. And then you got to factor in, they got 17,000 new downloads. Player retention's not great. Yes, I know they have a web store. I can't imagine they're making a couple million more on the web store. So when I'm looking at this, and especially when you look at for example, just like look at just the new downloads, where you see Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth is in their portfolio, it's pretty much dead last in regards to games that are still being actively supported, because it's pretty much the bare bottom. Because after that, you have all these legacy games that haven't been really updated in years. So games that Scrabble and Need for Speed. I think there was like a Need for Speed Most Wanted. Very old games. This isn't a good sign for Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth. Now, the theory that I've been seeing being flushed around is maybe they're not having communication. They don't want to announce anything bad about the game. because they want to kind of outlive the refund periods for Apple and Google. Again, I'm trying to leave some hope for those that love Heroes of Middle-earth, and maybe they'll come back around. But it's hard to have a positive outlook on this type of game. I wish I could. I wish there was I'm trying to find a positive angle here. It's just I'm just trying to lay it straight. I don't want to, kind of beat around the bush in this regard. But for the Galaxers people, I say you have nothing to worry about just because there are other games in peril. It's not doing well. Galaxers, even in the slowest month of the year, they have decent acquisition rate, decent retention, and they're still making quite a decent amount of money on even their weakest month of the year. They only released one thing, the comeuppance, in January, and they still made $7 million. So I think we're fine. Over on our side of the pond, I'm very disappointed. Heroes of Middle-earth, I mean, it's a franchise that could have had that Galaxy of Heroes magic that when it first came out, but I just think whoever was the core leadership designing this game, they forgot what made Galaxy of Heroes special, and they just took the worst of a variety of aspects, and it was actually crazy. I was looking at all the videos in total. I mean, I think the most views that we got on something was 75,000 views on our video. And it's pretty crazy to think that besides the official game trailers, that we had the biggest video outside of that. So I just want to say, this is kind of a side point. I appreciate you guys giving me a voice to be able to share my opinions on these games. And I didn't have, you can kind of see from the thumbnail, I didn't have the greatest initial impressions of it. And I was hoping, even though I didn't like it, there'd be people that like it, it would grow and prosper. I don't know if that's the stage that it's currently in. Disappointing, but if things get better, I'm happy for you guys at the Lord of the Rings community. If something does happen, an announcement gets made, I'll let you guys know. Maybe we can go more in depth on the things they did wrong, because I feel like they're doing more wrong than right currently. Anyways, last thing I want to go over. Boy, it's kind of hard to transition out of that where I feel like I'm being the bearer of bad news, that things aren't looking good. I'm just hoping it's CG being CG and they're dropping the ball and they'll pick it up eventually and things are going to be fine. So trying to keep some optimism there. Oh, by the way, speaking of logging calendars, we got ours for Galaxy. Don't mean to rub it in your face for the Heroes of Middle-earth community. So for those that play Galaxy, we're fine over here. Make sure to grab your login calendar. The free login calendar on the website. The one that's in-game already happened. Wow, they actually added the in-game calendar. I wonder how that would feel if they didn't get the in-game calendar. We have B1 as the login calendar in-game. This is your B2 calendar. And of course, we have the daily freebies that we discussed, which has all the variety of Separatist stuff. I feel fairly confident. I have no confirmation. I got no sources on this, but I feel confident next week we'll probably see a road ahead, new unit of some sort to kind of give us direction where we're going. Again, communication's slow in January. I'm not worried for Galaxy of Heroes. Things will pick up. I've been playing this game for so long. I know the repetition that gets involved, but Lord of the Rings people, I'm leaving out hope for you guys. I'm holding on to hope. Maybe that's the right way of saying it. I want people to enjoy their games. Not every game is for every single person out there. Heroes of Middle-earth just wasn't for me, and maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's a great game. I just never got that impression. I felt like they weren't really receptive to the feedback that we were putting out there. But I don't want people to lose that experience, because remember Force Arena? A lot of us loved Star Wars Force Arena, and it sucked when it got pulled away. Was it the greatest game? Probably not, but it was still a fun game. A lot of people enjoyed it. And it sucks when you take away that joy from the players that really do enjoy it. Because at the end of the day, it's the players that they end up, they feel underserved. The game that they liked just got taken away from them. So I'm not saying it's happened to Lord of the Rings now, but those are not the great signs. We're still fine over here in Galaxy. Leave that like, comment down below, subscribe. I don't know, it just feels... If it's like, oh, sucks for Lord of the Rings, we're doing well. All right, I'm just going to end. I just feel bad about the message. It's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Enjoy your weekend, and always remember, it's great to be in the Empire today. Let's lock it out, Gary.
Oh, it's great to be in the